Hello viewers, it's me Kulsum Ahmed. Today I'm here with the Cambridge O-level paper of economics. So this is the specimen paper issued by Cambridge Assessment International Education, and this is for the students who are going to appear in October-November examination. So the part 1 of this video was having 15 questions, first 15 questions of MCQs, and from 16 questions I have made another video. So let's start with the video. Question number 16. Why might a government encourage a monopoly? Why do you want to encourage a monopoly? Because you want a firm to be strong enough to bring more production and more diversification and do more innovations. So you sometimes you give more powers to a firm. Fine. So come to the options. A option, it can compete against foreign firms. Yes, if you are going to make a if you are going to prepare a firm more active, then it may fight against compete against foreign firms. So it could be the answer. B, it can have high average cost. Now see, you won't encourage higher average cost, rather we will encourage the cost minimization policy. Then this is not the answer. Then C, it can make excessive profits. Now see, making profit is a good thing, but you need to understand that government is going to keep an eye on the profits of monopoly firm. So they won't allow the monopoly firm to make more and more profit and do the exploitation of the customers. So it will not be the answer. Come to D, it can prevent innovation. So you will never promote prevention of innovation, rather you will support innovations. Fine. So D will also not be the answer. Now what the answer will be? That will be A. It means you are going to support a monopoly firm because you want to make the firm able to compete against foreign firms. Fine. So this is done. Now for 17, what is the most likely result of an increase in interest rate? So if you want to increase the interest rate, it means that you are going to support people to do more saving, to keep money in the bank so that they may able to make more money out of their savings. So what will happen? A fall in consumer spending. Definitely right now you may decrease the spending because you want to keep money in the banks, you want to be a saver. Fine. B, a fall in productivity. No, it won't cause fall in productivity. Then C, a rise in borrowing. No, this will also not impact the borrowing. Then D, a rise in investment. Definitely it will not happen, because if you are going to increase the interest rate, the investors will currently not increase their more of the investments because the money will become expensive. So it will not happen. D is also not the option. Now what is the option? That is A. So let's see what are the answers. For 16A, yes, we assumed that. For 17A, yeah, this is also correct. So let's see with the 18 question. The table shows a government's receipts from taxations. Okay, you are receiving money out of taxation. First option is tax on company profits, that is 100, fine, 100 millions. Then income tax is $600 million, then imports are $30 million, and sales tax is $250 million. Now what is the total amount of the revenue raised by direct taxes? Now direct taxes are the taxes where the taxpayer knows how much he is paying to the government. So tax on company profits, this is this is the type of direct tax. Then income tax, yes, this is also the type of direct tax. So 600 plus 100 is equals to 700. Now keep in mind 700. Then import duties, no, this is not the direct tax. Sales tax, no, it is not also the direct tax. Now what is the answer? That is $700 million. Now where is this option? That is option B. So B will be the answer. Now come to 19. What combination of a government's policies is more likely to increase the rate of growth of domestic production in an economy? Now see, government wants to increase the growth of domestic production in an economy. Now how it will happen? A, increase in the expenditure on infrastructure and increase in the income tax. Now on one side you want to increase the infrastructure spendings and you want to increase the taxes, income tax. So no, this is not going to happen. Then B, an increase in the interest rate. Now when you are going to increase the interest rate, it will not cause domestic production increase. Fine. So this is also not the option. C, an increase in sales tax. An increase in education expenditure? No, this is also not. An increase in subsidies to domestic industry? Yes, subsidies are going to have a direct impact on the domestic production because it will encourage the producers to produce more. So this is the answer. D, we are going to consider D as the answer. So for 18 we have decided $700 million, as you remember, and for 19 D is the answer. Fine, so we are okay with these two answers. Let's move forward. Question number 20. The managers of a firm have to discuss the following topics. Okay, they are going to do discussion. Which topic is least likely to be directly affected by the government's influence on the firm? Now you have to see what is least likely to have influence upon the firm. The first thing, health and safety law. This has a strong impact, so this is not going to be the answer. B, replacing one of its managers. No, government has nothing to do with your management position, so this could be the answer. Fine. Then come to C, the interest it pays on borrowed money. So government will keep an eye on your accounts. So C might not be the answer. Then D, the minimum wage it pays must pay its workers. So this is a big concern of the government, so this is also not the answer. Now what is the answer? That is B, because replacing your managers is not the concern of your government, and you have to see what has least concern. So this would be the answer. Come to 21 question. In the construction of a consumer price index, a total weight of 1000 is used. Fine. So you know that consumer price index, you remember. Then come to next line. If a weight of 300 is given to food and weight of 150 is given to transport. Now see, weighted index is when you have a consumption basket of goods that you use in everyday life, and you are going to give weights to every item. Like some of the items are of more worth and value for you, so you will give them a big weight, and some of the things are of less concern, so you will give them less weight. Fine. In this way you will allot the weights to the consumption basket that you use on everyday basis. Now come to A part. Consumers are spending half as much on transport as they do on food. Now see how much they are spending, how much weight is for the food, that is 300, and what is the weight for other thing, that is transport, that is 150. So yeah, this could be the answer. Fine. Come to B, consumers must spending more on necessities than on luxuries. No, here in this question we are not talking about necessities and luxuries, so this is not the answer. C, food prices must be rising twice as fast as transport prices. No, we are not talking about the rise in prices, we are talking about the weighted index. Fine. The weights cannot be changed until the index reaches 1000. No, we are not talking about that when to bring change into the weights. So the best answer will be for 21, that will be A. Now see the answers. B, yes, over there we decided about B, and here we have decided about A. So these are the answers. Now I come to question number 22. The table shows unemployment and inflation statistics for the United States, Japan and Sweden for year 1 and year 2. Now in year 1 we are talking about the unemployment, then inflation. We have two economic indicators over here. Now come to the questions. First, see the table. US has 4.8 unemployment, then unemployment decreased 4.4. Fine. Then they had inflation by 5.6 percentage, then it decreased to 3.4 percentage. So then come to Japan, 2.7, then to 2.7. Mean the unemployment rate did not change for Japan, and their inflation decreased from 1.7 to 0.7. Then Sweden had 2.7 to 3.2, means their unemployment increased, and inflation 8.3 to 6.6. So their inflation has decreased. Now see the choices. What conclusion can be made from this table? Now you have to find out with the conclusion. Mean what did you find actually? So come to A part. In year 1, the cost of living rose in United States. Now see, in year 1 the cost of living. Now what is the cost of living? Cost of living mean when you are able to have more expensive living in your country. So this will be the choice. Then come to B. In year 1, the same number of people were unemployed in Sweden and Japan. Now see, in year 1, go back to Sweden and Japan and see that how much is the unemployment. So 2.7, then 2.7. So in year 1, they had 2.7 and 2.7, so this is the same. So this could be the answer, but see, this is not the conclusion, because this is just an information that their unemployment and their unemployment is same. So this might not be the answer, because in conclusion you will have to come to some findings, but this is not the finding, this is the statistics. So how could you say that this is the answer? This is not the answer. Come to see, the number of unemployed people decreased in all 3 countries. Now see, in 3 countries, number of unemployed decreased. Now in US it was decreased, in Japan remained same, and in Sweden it increased. So this is also not going to be the answer. Come to D part. Unemployment and inflation moved in the same direction in Japan. Now see, Japan, they have unemployment on the same, and then inflation, it decreased. So it did not move on the same direction. So this is also not going to be the answer. Now what could be the answer? That I have discussed before, that is the A part, that tells us that in year 1 the cost of living rose in United States, because in United States unemployment increased and inflation decreased, but because of unemployment the cost of living increased. Fine. So this is going to be the answer, because the more number of unemployed mean the government will have to give them more compensation, so government expenditures will also increase. So A is the answer. Yes, we are correct. Now come to question number 23. Why is the Human Development Index a better indicator of comparative living standards than gross domestic product per head? Now in Human Development, what do we do in Human Development Index? We talk about education, we talk about living, we talk about the income of the people. Fine. So you will have to keep in mind the definition of Human Development Index. Okay ji. Now come forward. It includes international trade. Now Human Development Index has nothing to do with international trade, so this won't be the answer. Then it includes more measures of living standards. Yes, it talks about living standards, so this could be the answer. Come to see, it is measured in money terms. No, it is not measured in monetary terms. Then D, it is more directly linked to economic growth. No, it has nothing to do with economic growth. It is just about the living standards of the people. So what would be the answer? The B will be the answer. Let's see. Yeah, it is the answer. Then come to question number 4. The diagram shows percentage changes in house prices in an economically developed countries. Okay, now see, in January the prices were low, then March increased, April increased, and so on. So the prices are increasing. Now why? What might have caused these changes in prices? Why did the prices change? Now A, an increase in government subsidies to house builders. Now see, if government is going to subsidize the house builder, they will not increase the prices, rather prices will go down. So this cannot be the answer. Come to B, an increase in income. Yeah, if people have more money, they will compete because they will be able to pay more of the money, so the prices will go up definitely. So B will be the answer. Come to see, an increase in the supply of houses. Now see, if the supply curve will shift forward, it means the prices will go down because supplies are increasing. So this cannot be the answer, because here the prices are increasing, so we will not consider it. Then come to D, an increase in unemployment. Now see, if unemployment will be increasing, it means people have less money with them, so how would they pay the higher amounts? So what will be the answer? The answer will be definitely B. Question number 25. What is meant by an optimum population of a country? Now go to the definition of optimum population for a country. The optimum population is a concept where the human population is able to balance maintaining a maximum population size with optimal standards of living for all people. Mean every one of us are having enough money to live our life with a very reasonable in a very reasonable way. Now come to the options. Option A, a population that balances its birth and death. No, we are not talking about this, so A cannot be the answer. B, a population that maximizes output per head. Yeah, definitely if we allow people to have good money with them, they will have a very good life. So this will be the optimum population, because for having optimum population you should be able to explore your country resources. You should be able to use every like factor of production to the maximum level. So this is good. So this is B will be the answer. Come to C, a population that results in fewer negative externalities. No, this is not the answer. Then D, a population that uses all resources available. This could be, but this is not most appropriate. The most appropriate could be B. Fine. So for 25 we have B answer. Then come to 26. What does a population pyramid of a country show? Now population pyramid, when you think about that, you will see that we have male and female, and then we have ages. Fine. So come to A option. It's age and sex distribution. Yes, it tells us. A might be the answer. Come to B, its employment pattern. No, it does not tell about employment. C, its income distribution. No, it doesn't tell about income. Then come D, its migration pattern. No, not at all. So A will be the answer because it suits more. Come to A. Yeah, this is the answer. Come to question number 27 now. What is usually found in developed countries? So what is found? A high GDP per head with a low level of employment. Now GDP is high, but employment is low. No, this can never happen. I thought that it is unemployment. No, A can't be the answer. Come to B, a high level of labor skills with a low level of car ownership. No, it has nothing to do with car ownership. Then come to C, a high rate of adult literacy with a low level of poverty. Yes, this could be the answer, because on one hand we are improving education, and on another hand we are decreasing poverty. So this could be the answer. Then come to D, a high rate of population growth with a low level of labor productivity. Now see, having low labor productivity is not encouraging, so it will also not happen. So what is the answer? That is C. Okay, come to question number 28. What is least likely feature of globalization? Now least likely means less likely. Come to A option. A option is integration of trade. Yeah, globalization does integration of trade. So A is not least likely, it is most likely. Then international capital flows, money goes from one place to another. Yeah, it happens with that. So it is also not include the answer. Then C, the spread of multinational companies. Now see, when multinational will grow, it will increase globalization. So it is also not the least factor. Now come to D, unrestricted movement of labor. Now see, this is globalization has nothing to do with labor movement. People are self-motivated, they are self-directed. So it is the answer. So D will be the answer of 28. For 27 we had C, and for 28 we had D. So we are correct with these two. Come to question number 29. The diagram shows the composition of exports and imports of a country. Fine. So we have exports and we have imports. Now what are the exports? We are exporting goods with 50% and services with 50%. Then our imports are goods with 60% and services are of 40%. Now come to the options. What is true for this country? Okay, we are going to see that. A part, there is a deficit in the balance of trade in goods. Now it means our exports deficit. What is the definition of deficit? It means that our exports are less and our imports are more. Fine. So there is a deficit in the balance of trade in goods. Look at the goods, 50% is the export and import is 40%. There is not deficit, rather there is surplus. So this is not going to be the answer. There is a deficit in the balance of trade in services. Now look at the services, 50% you are sending outside the world and 60% of that you're getting. So it is not the deficit, rather it is surplus. So this is also not going to be the answer. Then come to C, there is a surplus in the balance of trade in goods. Fine. So how much you are sending out of the world is 50% and how much you are receiving out of the world is 60%. Means receipts are high. So there is a surplus in the balance of trade in goods. So this could be the answer. Then come to D, there is a surplus in the balance of trade in services. Now in services you are sending out of the world 50% and you are receiving from the world 40%. So receipts are low. So this is also not the answer. So what is the answer? The answer will be C. Come to question number 30. Now this is going to be the last question. Countries in Europe were in a recession in 2012. Fine. In 2012 they had recession. Where oil prices were expected to fall. Fine. In fact, in 2012 oil prices rose. Now instead of falling, the prices rose. Now let's see what are the questions. Which international events might explain this? Now let's see what are the different events. Now this is too much stuff to discuss. This is why I'm going to discuss it one by one. You'll have to keep in mind the options. Possible causes of the expected fall in oil prices. Now see, oil prices are decreasing. What could be the cause? First one is European industrial production decline. Yes, if production will decrease, oil prices demand will fall and its price will ultimately fall. So A could be the answer. Then come to B, India invested huge amounts in road building. Now investment will increase, so the demand for oil might increase and it will rather increase in the prices. So this is not going to be the suitable answer. Come to C, Middle East conflicts made oil supplies uncertain. Now see, if it is just an uncertainty, so this is also not appropriate. Then come to D, new oil exploration in Poland was successful. If oil is explored, then definitely you will bring more oil to the country. So just keep in mind C and D also, but we are more convinced about A. Now come to other parts so that you will get the appropriate answer. Possible causes of the oil price rises in 2012. So now why did the oil prices go up? Come to A part, China increased its car production. If you will be doing more production, it means you are using more oil and its prices will go up. So A could be the answer. Now come to B, Japan's economy had negative growth. If you have negative growth, instead of increasing oil demand, you will decrease the demand. So because of this reason, the other part, that was India invested huge amounts in road, will also be rejected. So entire B we are going to reject. Then come to C, Saudi Arabia increased oil production. Now see, when you will be increasing oil production, it means oil prices should go down. But here they are saying possible causes of the oil prices rise in 2012. So this is also rejected. Because of this, all C will be rejected. Then come to D, demand for alternative fuels increased. If we will have more option of substitute goods of oil, it will rather decrease the oil prices instead of increasing the prices. So because of this description, we are going to reject all entire D option. So what option we have selected is A option, because both of the parallel descriptions are appropriate. So A will be the answer. So this was all about my description to the O-level paper. This is the specimen paper for the O-level students. So I hope that you have liked my video. If you like my video, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.